Hello everybody and welcome. So we've made it to the final video of the intro series. Today we'll be talking about dictionaries, tuples, and sets. So let's get started. So up until now, all that we've talked about is the list data type. And just as a refresher, a list is ordered, changeable, and it allows duplicate items. So today we're talking about a dictionary, tuple, and sets. And these three data types are basically another way to store a collection of items. Let's start off with the dictionary. So a dictionary, like a list, is ordered, changeable, but it does not allow duplicate items. A dictionary stores the values in a key value pair. So here's just a quick example of creating a dictionary. So we first need a variable name. So in this case, it's person dict. And so we're going to set that equal to, we have to start a dictionary with the curly braces, and then we assign our first key value pair. So this is our first key value pair. It's name is the key, and then Harrison is the value. Same with here, age is the key, and 19 is the value. Favorite colors is the key, and then this list of colors is the quote-unquote value. Okay, so to access an item in a dictionary, we can use the brackets. And inside the brackets, we have to pass in the key. So in this case, if we pass in name as the key, then this will give us the value of that key. And the value is going to be Harrison. So just to show you all, if we run our code, you see we get Harrison. Because person dict at index name is Harrison. So we basically use the key to get the value. So we can also change the items. And that would look something like this. We could say person dict at key name is equal to, and then whatever we want the new name to be. So this will override the current value of name, just to show you all. So you see we get name is Harry, because that's what we just reassigned it to. So we can also add items to the dictionary, and that would look something like this. We would say person dict and then the name of the new key, and then we set equal to whatever value we want. So in this case, this will add a new key value pair to our dictionary, and it's gonna be hair color and light brown. Just to show you all, if we print the person dict afterwards, then you see now we get our dictionary and it has the key value pair for hair color. So we can also remove items from a dictionary, and we can use the pop method to do that. And that would look something like this. We could say person dict dot pop, and then the name of the key. So in this case, if we pop the favorite colors key, then this will just remove that key value pair from our dictionary. Just to show you all, let's run our code. Now you see our dictionary only has 2 key value pairs, and it does not include the favorite colors anymore. I wanted to briefly mention, here's a list of all the methods that you can perform on a dictionary. So for example, like we've already used the pop method, but you can also use any of these methods on a dictionary. I'll leave a link to this down below. Okay, now let's talk about a tuple. So as we said, a tuple is ordered, unchangeable, and it allows duplicates. So here's how we can create a tuple. So we first set a variable name, and we set it equal to, and when we're creating a tuple, we have to put everything in parentheses, and we separate the items with commas. So it's similar to a list, but instead of having brackets, we have parentheses. So essentially, the parentheses lets Python know that you're creating a tuple. So to access items in a tuple, we can use indices. That would look something like this. We could say print this tuple at index 0. And if we run our code, you see we get the item at index 0. So we mentioned that a tuple is unchangeable, which means that we can't add or remove or change the items, but there's actually a way that we can. And we're going to have to convert our tuple into a list, make the modifications, and then convert that list back into a tuple. So that would look something like this. So if we want to update or change our tuple, we'll have to create a temporary variable, and we're going to use typecasting to convert the tuple into a list, and then we'll modify the list version of the tuple, which is temp. So we'll add like orange to our temporary list, and then we'll set this tuple equal to, we're basically going to typecast the list back into a tuple. So we'll set this tuple equal to the tuple of temp. Then if we print this tuple, then we should get our original tuple plus orange. So let's see if that works. And you see we updated our tuple. So we can't do it like explicitly with a method, but we can use this workaround by converting it into a list, making the modifications, and then converting it back into a tuple. Okay, the last data type that we're going to talk about is the set. So a set is unordered, unchangeable, and it does not allow for duplicate items. So here's how we create a set. It's similar to creating like a tuple or a list, but instead of parentheses or brackets, it's going to be the curly brackets. So using curly brackets will tell Python that you're creating a set. So here's just an example of just creating a basic set, and if we print it, that's what it looks like. One thing to know is that since there can be no duplicates, let's just say that we do happen to have a duplicate item. Since sets don't allow for duplicate items, it's only going to use one of these apples. So let me just show you what that looks like. So you see, when we created our set, we have apple twice. But since sets can't have duplicate items, it only has apple once. And actually, one more thing to note is that since sets are unordered, it's going to be kind of random. Like the order of the items is going to be random. So like, let me just run the code a few times and you'll see what I mean. So you see, like the order of the fruits is just kind of random each time. That's what unordered means. So to access items in a set, we cannot use indices. So we have to use some sort of loop to loop through the items. So this just demonstrates using a for loop to iterate over the items of the set. That would look something like this. You see we access all the items. So we mentioned that a set is unchangeable, and what this means is that we can't change like specific items in the set, but we can actually add or remove new items. To add an item to a set, we can use the add method, and that would look something like this. And we'll also, just to show you all how to remove, we can use the remove method. So this will add orange to our set, and it will remove banana from our set. So after this, let's just print our set. So by now, we have added orange and removed banana. So we should get apple, orange, and cherry. And you see we get apple, orange, and cherry. So this video briefly demonstrates the difference between a set, a tuple, and a dictionary. Just knowing about these data types will help you in projects, because knowing what type of data to use is pretty crucial. A lot of the times you can get away with just using a list and you'll be fine. A list can be used in pretty much any situation. It's a really good just like default thing to use, but like I said, just knowing about these will really help you like figure out, okay, what data type is best for this situation. I'll leave some resources in the description, but that about wraps it up for the Intro to Python series. I really hope you all enjoyed and found it useful. So yeah, that's about it. I'll see y'all next time.